What's going on, good people? Hey, I hope you know by now this is Brian Anderson Payne, and here I am on another Monday with your 3-minute Monday message from the book Failure Ain't Final. Listen, one of the chapters in the book talks about admit it, quit it, and forget it. Admit it, quit it, forget it. In Philippians 3, somewhere around verse 12 and 13, Paul says this amazing thing. He says, I count not myself to have apprehended, or I don't consider myself there yet, but ... Now, it's amazing what he says. You know, just the fact that this guy, we're talking about Paul. We're not talking about the woman caught in the act of adultery. We're not talking about the centurion's sermon. We're talking about this guy who actually ends up writing most of the New Testament. He says, I've not arrived yet. I think that is an amazing statement to be able to make, because it's one of the most difficult things for believers of this generation to be able to do. One of the hardest things for us to do is take a look at self and say, you know what? I'm not quite there yet. We live in an age of positive affirmation, and everything is about what we are doing and what we are accomplishing and what we are progressing on. But one of the things that's going to be necessary for us to really move forward is to take a good, hard, honest look at where we are now. Not just the good, but even the things that we don't do so well, even the things that we haven't quite mastered, even some of those ugly things. It's going to be really essential for us to really dive into that kind of stuff. I'll tell you why. I'm not a directional person. I'm actually probably extremely directionally challenged. But I've got a tool that will help me no matter where I go. I've got this little navigation system that can get me anywhere. It's perfect for people like me. Here's the one thing that has to happen for that system to work. It has to be able to connect with the satellite and determine where I am now. It can get me anywhere I want to go, but it has to first be able to acknowledge where I am. I'm letting you know that we can get to any place we desire, any place, all the places that God is destined for us to reach. We can get there, but we have to first be honest about where we are now. Even the stuff that's uncomfortable, we've got to acknowledge, hey, I have a problem with this. I'm struggling with that. I don't like the way this goes. I think, though, if we can be honest with where we are now, God can give all kind of direction and help and instruction to get us to the place we're destined to be. So just take that and embrace that, and don't allow that to stop you from anything, no matter where your failures are, no matter where your mistakes are. It doesn't matter. If he can get where you are, if you can admit where you are, he can get you to where he wants us to be. Remember, failure ain't final.